My chair is broken. It's officially all the way down. So I'm out. Stretch. Welcome back to Every Disney Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Every Disney Movie Ever. Today I'm going to be talking about Maleficent. Maleficent is a 2014 theatrical release about Maleficent's origin story, basically, and her relationship with Aurora. It is directed by Robert Stromberg, cinematography by Dean Semler, editing by Chris Lebenzon and Richard Pearson, music by James Newton Howard, and it's written by Linda Woolverton, based off of La Belle au Bois Dormant by Charles Perrault. I've already done a comparison to Sleeping Beauty. You can see that in the original Sleeping Video rewatch video. The film stars Angelina Jolie as Maleficent, Elle Fanning as Aurora, Sharlto Copley as Stefan, Lesley Manville as Flittle, Imelda Staunton as Knotgrass, Juno Temple as Thistlewit, and Sam Riley as Diavol. In 2003, the idea was conceived to do something like this with Don Hahn. It was inspired by Wicked and it was supposed to be animated. In 2004, Hahn approached Tim Burton, who was immediately interested. Also in 2004, Sean Bailey had actually started developing a similar idea, but live action. And his first choice was Angelina Jolie, and he mentioned it at a meeting with Angelina Jolie's manager, who said there was a very positive reaction from Angelina Jolie. Bailey then brought it to Disney, who said, you should be working with Don Hahn on this, because he's also working with something about that. And because of Jolie's interest in the film, that helped shift a lot of filmmakers over to a live action release. In 2006, the project was suspended because Tim Burton was busy with Alice in Wonderland and Sweeney Todd. In 2009, Burton rekindled the interest in the project and Hahn approached Woolverton to write the script. In 2010, Burton confirmed he'd be directing, but in 2011 he had to back out because of his commitment to Dark Shadows. Also in 2011, then David Yates, Darren Aronofsky, Guillermo del Toro, and David O. Russell were all either interested or the studio was interested in them or they were interested in the project. In 2012, Robert Stromberg was brought on to direct. The script went through a lot of different versions, revisions, changes. Jolie was the first and only choice. The movie would have not been made without her. In 2012, Elle Fanning was seen for Aurora. The interest in her was piqued after they saw her performance in Super 8. Good movie. And then also in 2012, Jolie's daughter Vivian was cast as young Aurora because she was the only kid on set not afraid of Angelina Jolie in her full makeup. They filmed in 2012. John Lee Hancock helped with reshoots. The visual effects and practical effects were essential. Stromberg really believed in practical because he came from a production design background, which is why I think the movie is so pretty. And in in October of 2012, James Newton Howard was brought on to do the score. This has a 54% Rotten Tomatoes consensus rating. Angelina Jolie's magnetic performance outshines Maleficent's dazzling special effects. Unfortunately, the movie around them fails to justify all the impressive effort. It had a wide-ranging budget. I don't know what the accurate number is, either 180 anywhere to $263 million budget. It did make $758.5 million in the box office, which is very good. It was nominated for Best Costume Design, and it does have a sequel that was released in 2019. This movie is not on Disney+, but its sequel is, if you were interested. I had to rent this. This is beautiful. Like, it's genuinely has some gorgeous lighting moments. The Moors is stunning. The castle is fine, whatever, but the Moors is absolutely gorgeous. There are so many shots in this that are beautiful. There's some really great score moments here. One of my favorites is like her outline reveal, silhouette reveal at Aurora's, coming out, gift-giving moment. That was really cool music. And then later there's like a really intense song that's really good as well. A little sneaky song maybe, I think. Otherwise the score didn't really stand out to me, but that isn't necessarily a bad thing. Normally if it like fits in and really fits the vibe and it goes unnoticed, they did a good job. But there are a couple moments I was like, oh, excellent. This surprised me, actually. I've seen this before, but there was a decent chunk I didn't remember. But I've definitely seen it before. I've seen it one time, I can tell you that. So maybe that's why I don't remember, because it's been a decade. But this was better than I thought. I've never been a big Sleeping Beauty or Aurora fan. I think the movie is good, and the Maleficent dragon scene is incredible. But I've never, she's not my princess, I don't We all know Cinderella's my princess, and then I love Little Mermaid, and then I love all the princesses after that, but I've never been like, oh my god, Aurora, oh my god, Aurora, where I have a lot of family and friends that are very much into Aurora, and that's great. So I didn't have like a driving force to be in love with Maleficent, but this is very decent. This is the way they set up Maleficent's hatred and like for men and humans in general, is really well done. I mean, I feel like she was pretty warranted in her hatred and wanting to, you know, get back at him. I mean, he basically drugs her and mutilates her body beyond anything, you know? It feels pretty warranted for her to be really mad at him and want to, like, make him hurt as much as she hurt. Stefan is insane. Like, dude is unhinged. He was supposedly in love with this woman and then also, like, her friend, but got greedy and wanted to be king and decided to drug and mutilate his friend. He couldn't kill her at the beginning. And then he neglects his daughter and his wife for 16 years because he's so deranged and unhinged about Maleficent. Which is insane. So, you know, yikes. And then there's a whopping 4 parent deaths in this movie. Maleficent says her parents are dead. Stefan says his parents are dead. Technically, I'm pretty sure Aurora's mom dies, but they don't say that. They just say, like, she wants to see you and she doesn't know how much longer she'll last. And then he's like, can't you see we're having a conversation, when he's talking to Maleficent's wings? So, because they didn't see it or say it on screen, I'm not counting Aurora's mom, but there's most likely a 5th parent death in this movie, which is insane, okay? Dang, that's wild. That's a wild one. So, anyway, Maleficent is made to be very interesting in this movie. The changes they made were really interesting. And then just the fact that, like, she has such interest and intrigue, and it's like, oh, maybe people aren't so bad, and then, like, you know, people are trying to destroy her in the moors, she's like, just kidding, you guys suck. But then her friend in love, who she was in love with, drugs her and cuts off a part of her body. I'd be pretty pissed too. And so I don't necessarily think she needed to, like, take over the moors. That was kind of gross. She didn't need to, like, lash out at her community, but, like, you know, okay. And then cursing Aurora, I kind of get it. The storyline they do there, where, like, she kind of starts to grow fond of Aurora, is interesting. I wish there was more there. Because it's like she just all of a sudden is fond of the baby, because she's been watching her. But, like, why? You know? Like, I wish they had shown more of them bonding and being cute together. It's enough to make the movie believable, but it's not enough for me to, like, really have a huge emotional payoff. I love the moment where she decides she wants to revoke the curse and tries to remove it from Aurora herself. I think that moment is essential to the story. I'm glad they have that in there. And then I think it's really good how it all comes to play. And obviously everyone's favorite is that the true love's kiss is from Maleficent and not Prince Philip. That's very beautiful. It's a very beautiful message, similar to, like, Anna and Elsa being true love's sacrifice, or whatever it is, an act of true love is actually between the sisters. It's the same kind of thing here, which is beautiful. Love that. And then I love, you know, the end where, like, they, you know, combine together and everything's peaceful and beautiful and amazing. The fight between Stefan and Maleficent is really cool. Kind of fire when she gets her wings back. Way to go, Aurora, on that one. What I don't love is that there's no, like, you know, real, like, moment for Maleficent and Aurora to be like, yo, your dad did this to me, which is why all of this happened. I am so sorry. I really shouldn't have included you. I love you. I've learned better. I tried to remove the curse from you, and then obviously I kissed you, and I was the true love kiss. And I wish, like, you could have seen more of Aurora being like, yo, my dad's unhinged. I don't know this man. I love you. You know, we have a moment where she's like, can we go live in the moors now after everything, which is really beautiful. But I don't know. It's good. It could have been better, but it's good. My favorite part is the end. because everything is great and wonderful and beautiful, and we love that. My least favorite part is Stefan. He's... Shout out to whatever his name is, because wow. He's unhinged. He does a really good job. He gives me like a mix of like David Tennant and Alan Rickman and David Thewlis vibes. He just really gives those vibes for some reason. Recommend? Yes. Watch again? I mean, probably. I wouldn't say no, for sure. I enjoyed this much more this second time around. I don't think I hated it when I saw it the first time. I think I was just really indifferent to it the first time I saw it. I was like, yeah, okay, fine. I liked this much more this time around. I gave it a benefit of the doubt. It's really well made. It's an interesting concept to do like a little bit of a background of a villain. I don't know what other villains you could do this for, you know, because some of them are really not good and it wouldn't be an interesting story. Where this, I feel like you could weasel that in there and make that work around. You know what I mean? Like, minus the whole Philip slaying Maleficent, but that's fine. Like I said, I wish we got a bit more of Aurora and Maleficent bonding. It was there, you know? Like I said, enough for me to be in, but I wish there was more for a bigger emotional payoff. Yeah. Otherwise, this is cool. The iron stuff was cool. The thorn, like, bush things were cool. Shout out to the bird. Diaval was sick. That's everything I have for Maleficent. My final rating is 7 wings out of 10. Our total movie count is... Our parent death toll is... Our cry count is still the same. If you want to keep up with what movie I'm watching when, follow me on all socials to find out what movie I'm watching when. I put up videos every Monday and Friday and sometimes Wednesday. Join Patreon. I got a tier starting at just $1 where you get every video a week early, coupon code for merch, and exclusive merch access. I also, tiers above that, you get daily trivia, you get monthly postcards, you can get merch signed by me, you get bonus content. Go check it out. Please, buy merch. Merch is great. Merch is grand. Until next time, comment, like, and subscribe, but I'm not in charge of your life. You are, so you do, and don't be Stefan about it. Good lord. Hello, beasties.